maybe what's working, some of the requirements in DORA are extremely prescriptive when it comes to, you mentioned, Jonathan, data security. When it comes to the way you secure your data, you detect the risk associated to data with continuous monitoring and the protection of data and the use of cryptographic tools. And DORA also includes some clause to implement crypto agility, so to be ready for the new type of risk. And what we've seen is some of the banks, for instance, have taken that as a transformational program instead of, in the past, leaving each business application to somehow manage the enforcement of policies to protect the data, have come up with a centralized way of defining a policy, a centralized set of tools to implement those policies, to enforce the policies, and a centralized team to actually manage this data security, the cryptographic layer, etc. Skills are scarce everywhere, but precisely if you build up centralized teams, centralized tools is a good way for organization to optimize their resource. And having centralized strategies is something that does work. And we've seen customers of ours implement this kind of centralized approach across the board. Usually they are multinational, as in they are present in different territories. And despite that, they managed to do that. And one final comment I would mention, it's not a financial example, it's a very big brand in Europe. I had a conversation with the digital officer. I said, how do you enforce your different businesses across the world? How do you enforce, John Smith out there in Singapore to actually follow your policy, etc.? And she said, I got 2 executive VPs fired. She managed to get 2 executives fired because they were not following the playbook. And she said, the day that happened, the day after, that was it. People did answer my calls. And again, it's about the endorsement from the board saying, this is no longer an option. This is the way you do it. It takes a bit of a change in the board as well to not protect their peers somehow and say, no, guys, we are all accountable here. So it is possible. It's about centralizing. I think centralizing things is a way to manage the scarce resources as well. So it solves a lot of problems.